Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer. I'm an astrologer, a certified personal coach, and a budding herbalist who is here to help you find your best health by connecting your mind, body, and soul. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. So let's get into today's topic. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen the Coldplay Affair. It has gone completely viral. So I wanted to talk about how this may be connected to Mercury Retrograde because it happened right when Mercury was stationing to go retrograde. And let me share my screen real quick just so you can see the picture of the couple, the Coldplay couple. So yeah, they were at a concert on July 16th when this, I don't know, now infamous picture happened. And let's see. So I don't really want to say their names because I don't want to add too much more to what they've been going through. But this couple are the CEO and CPO of the AI company called Astronomer. They were attending a Coldplay concert on July 16th. And so I guess I've never been to a Coldplay concert, so I'm not sure. But sometimes when you go to a concert, especially like that one, they like to put couples on a kiss cam on the Jumbotron. And so unfortunately for them, they got captured, and it kind of went viral because Chris Martin, the singer of Coldplay, the lead singer of Coldplay, kind of pointed out that they looked kind of odd. They were acting weird, and he had said, "Oh no, maybe they're having an affair, or maybe they're just really shy." And just by the way they were acting, it seemed like they got caught, which is really what happened. It ended up that the CEO is wanting to sue Chris Martin, or I read something about how he was wanting to sue him, which in the end I don't think he is going to, but just even the idea that he wants to sue Chris Martin for something that he did, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. So I wanted to compare this to Mercury and Mercury going retrograde. So on July 17th of this year, 2025, Mercury stationed retrograde. And so this happened like literally a day before it went retrograde. But here's the kicker. Because Mercury was stationing, it kind of lends to sometimes causing more, like whenever a planet is stationing, whether retrograde or direct, it can kind of lend to a moment or a situation that may happen. And that's why I'm attributing it to the Mercury retrograde. So I also wanted to show you the chart of the Mercury retrograde. Let me switch my browser. Okay, so sorry, this was the first retrograde that happened this year. Right here is when it went into pre-shadow, was about June 30th. And then, oops, sorry, I don't have it on the right time right here. Let me change the time. So this happened in Massachusetts. Here we go. It's saying right here, because on the East Coast, it happened really early in the mornings, but like Central Time, and before I believe it happened on July 17th. So it was kind of happening around that time. Let's see. I go by whole sign, so let me change this real quick. Oh, and if this is astroseek.com. This is like a really good way to see. I like the way they do their charts and everything. You can kind of animate it on here, and this is a free chart. So here we go. This was, I think it said the 18th. Okay, so if we go back to the 16th, and you can see Mercury right here on the bottom in Leo. So you see right there's the 17th. Here's a date right here. And then here's the 16th when it happened to them. So it hadn't quite reached retrograde. It was still in pre-shadow. And then as you see, so that Wednesday, Thursday, and then early morning on Friday, it went retrograde. All right, so if you notice, sorry guys, I'm trying to make this so you can see it better. If you notice right here, Mercury is on 15 degrees, 34 minutes. And so one thing I wanted to talk about right there is that so 15 degrees in astrology is considered a critical degree. Critical degrees in astrology are 0 degrees, 15 degrees, and 29 degrees. And 29 degrees is considered anaretic, but because this is 15 degrees, it's like right smack dab in the middle of Leo, where Mercury is currently and where Mercury retrograded. And what makes 15 degrees kind of interesting is because it's right smack dab in the middle of the sign. So if you think of the sign in terms of like a lifespan, 0 is new, 15 degrees is like, if you kind of think of like midlife, and then like 29 degrees would be considered like the last part of the life of the sign. So in the middle part of the sign for 15 degrees, it's kind of like it's already been there. It's getting to a place where it is kind of complacent, which to me feels like that might have been what was going on with this couple. They seemed complacent. You know, do I agree with affairs or cheating or anything? No, but you know, it happens a lot more than we think, unfortunately. And it's really unfortunate for their family too, because you know, they're the ones who are going to be hurting the hardest, the spouses and any children they have. That those are really the ones that will hurt the most. They feel the betrayal. I would think that they feel the betrayal more. And so in this 15 degrees that Mercury was stationing to go retrograde around that time, like I said, they went complacent. And so it's also in the sign of Leo, which is a fixed sign. And so a fixed sign kind of also gives that energy of, you know, persistence, determination, kind of stubbornness. And then Leo also kind of carries that, or Leo represents heart, like the heart, courage, showmanship, charisma. It's generous and warm, but can also be kind of stubborn and dramatic. And being at this degree and sign, like they were complacent in the fact that they were showing off this affair, thinking that, you know, 1 in a million chances they'd be put on video, and then 1 in a million chances that it'd go viral. Like they obviously didn't think that was going to happen to them, and it did. Another thing that I wanted to Oh, sorry, I wanted to mention also that it also seemed like they were very entitled to what they were doing. Like, it's just a very weird situation. Um, Another thing that I wanted to share was that the sun right now currently um, is applying or moving towards an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. And let me switch back to the screen so you can see that. Right here's the sun down in Cancer, and it's right opposite Pluto right there. It's not, so it's within the orb of opposition. And of course, once it gets to Leo around 2 degrees, it'll be in exact opposition. Um, which, Pluto and Aquarius, it's it's kind of, and with the sun there, it's kind of showing, it's making bright the fact that uh, this affair that this couple was having on their spouses. And also, if you continue like reading about the story and everything, you realize that this woman is married to a billionaire. And of course, this man was, because I believe he resigned. He was the CEO, so he was a millionaire. And so there was a lot of big money in their relationship. So to me, it seemed like she really got it. They looked really shameful. Like if you watch the video, which you can find anywhere, but if you watch the video, like he hides and she blocks her face because she does not want to be seen. But at the same time, they were very like leonine like about it. They were really like showing off, even though they were trying to do this affair in secret. So I don't know. It was very bold, which is another Leo sign. Uh, but again, I still come to the fact that because it was at 15 degrees kind of sitting there, it seemed like they became complacent in this affair, unfortunately. Um, so another thing that I wanted to talk about was like, why did this catch so much fire? Well, first of all, it was in the sign of Leo, which is a fire sign, and a Leo can be very passionate, and like I said earlier, stubborn. So, whatever motivated them to do this, who knows? We'll never know. But um, also because it's Mercury retrograde, Mercury being the ruler sign of Gemini. And let me put back the chart and you'll see. Let's see, where's Gemini? Okay. Uranus entered Gemini. I can't remember the dates right now, but it was this month sometime. I can't remember right now. I'll put it on the little notes on so you can see when Uranus entered Gemini. But another aspect to this, like, not only did it go viral, like people made so many videos of like this couple, AI videos. So, in the past when somebody or something would go viral, it was just the still images, and now like they were animated into a way that made it seem like these, like the AI. Like I saw one video where he holds her and he like throws her really quick to try and make it seem like he wasn't hugging her. And then they put all sorts of people in different AI things, like somebody even did like Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Like it's just really crazy. So that I think that kind of also helped in this idea of this situation going so viral. So I guess just kind of like, how can us normal people, us not billionaires and millionaires, I guess, but us normal people who have to deal with a Mercury retrograde, because we're like in the thick of it right now. And it's just to consider, like, to rethink issues, or rethink, like, if you're doing something, and I'm trying not to sound judgmental, but this might come out judgmental, so I don't know, whatever. But it's like, if you're doing something that you know is going to hurt somebody else, Mercury retrograde is kind of like making you possibly rethink it. Maybe start asking yourself questions on why you're behaving in this manner. Um, but also, Mercury retrograde is all about communication, or Mercury in general is all about communication. So I can't help but think, like, if this couple were able to, because now it seems like their life, obviously their life has been turned upside down for having this affair, which is really sad. Like, maybe rethink, obviously they I don't know whether their spouses are going to stay with them or not. That's in their privacy. They'll figure that out, whether they get a divorce or not. Um, but I guess, like, the biggest thing that I was thinking about when all of this started going down, and then it kind of happened around Mercury retrograde, is, you know, don't don't forget that you can communicate your 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 wants and your needs to your partner. And that's like a really big thing. Like, what in either of their lives are they missing that they decided that they needed it from each other? And it's really unfortunate that I think sometimes when people decide to cheat, it's kind of because they're not standing in their truth, right? They're not standing in their authentic, sorry, there's like a bug by my face. They're not standing in their authenticity. And sometimes it's hard to be honest with ourselves, and that's something that Mercury retrograde can kind of ask of us, is to kind of step back, rethink things, slow down, and you know reach more into to why it's better for you to admit things to yourself, to not always get so caught up in, you know, the world that's passing by like a million miles an hour. And it would just be to, just every now and then. Well, Mercury goes retrograde at least 3 times a year. So maybe in those times, think about, what is your truth? What are you avoiding? What are you needing to rethink? What are you needing to revamp? Slow down. Anyways, that's kind of all I had to say about this issue, or this this viral moment that went crazy. And it's really unfortunate, and I feel for all of them. It's kind of sad, but also for yourself. Like, think about how Mercury can also represent, like, what are you not communicating in your life, that can help you stand more in your authentic self, and not shy away from who you really are or what you really want, because that's important as well. All right, so I kind of rambled on enough about this. So thank you for listening today, and I hope to see you next time. All right, bye.